cheap wine. You know it's about to get real. I'm 30, single, and I destroy all of my relationships. Let's start there. I've been single since July. I haven't posted about it on the channel or really social media. Maybe subtly you've noticed, or maybe you've met me since I've been single and you know that. I ended my third relationship in a row of over 2 years. One being like 3 or 4 maybe, one being like almost 3, and then this last one was 2.5. So 3 relationships, almost back to back, 6 months in between, in my 20s. So this video is pretty much my own personal therapy session of my reflection of the past 6 months. I'm going to try to go deep. Maybe the wine will help. I make these videos partly for myself because it helps me to get it out, but also I hope that it helps somebody. I hope someone watches it, hears it, and they're like, wow, I've been through that. Wow, I understand. And it connects, because that's part of what I do as an artist is I try to connect and I try to inspire and I try to create from my own life, and this is a piece of that. So you can't help but wonder, with 3 relationships ending, all being long-term, they weren't all great. I'm not saying they were all perfect, but when I ended them particularly, they weren't in bad places. And my best relationship by far was this last relationship. But still, I almost found a way to end it. Not that it was... it sounds bad. There were reasons, but that's not what this video is about. I've done a lot of thinking about, is there a connection between these? I don't know if I have the answer, but I'd also wonder, am I looking for this perfect person? Am I finding what I'm not looking for? I don't quite understand. My dad had this funny, when I told him about it, he was very sad because my ex is such a really nice person, and my whole family was really sad and upset. But my dad, I was talking to him and I was like, why do you think I get in these long relationships? And I'm in them for so long, and then I decide I don't move forward, to the next step. And he was just like, why don't you just decide whether you want to be with them sooner than later? And I was like, yeah, it's a solid point. Maybe I should do that. Yeah. I hope it looks like I'm looking at the camera, because I'm kind of looking at the little screen, but... My official reason, after all this thinking, for this particular relationship, I think was because I'm not who I want to be yet, and I don't know how to balance being in a relationship and being who I want to be. So many thoughts just hit me, like people watching this being like, oh, that's a fucking excuse, that's not true, all these negative things. But I think that's kind of the bottom line. I'm not who I want to be, and I feel like I can't be the best partner, and so there's this chain reaction of things that happens off of that. But really all comes back down to me not being where I want to be. Let's get a little deeper. Let's get deeper. Okay. Shit. I grew up in Sumter, South Carolina. No, I'm not going into a life spiel. I grew up in South Carolina. I grew up in the Bible Belt. Religion, I think, is a big part of how I view love, how I view family, how I view what life is supposed to look like. I don't view it that way anymore. And it's taken years and years and years and years to kind of break past the chains that the Bible Belt put on me. Sorry, we're getting situated here. It took so many years to break through, and I think it was very confusing from the part of like who I'm supposed to be, me being this artistic entrepreneur person, and me wanting to have this white picket fence, this family, this relationship that grows and is beautiful, and I stick with the one person and I build this amazing empire. What's ironic is I've kind of already done that with, if you know me for a long time, I started to do that. And every relationship I'm in, I even though I change, I want to like build this thing together. And it wasn't until I got into my last relationship that I was like, I mean, I don't want to, like, that's not really what the relationship is supposed to be about, you know? It's supposed to be about love, and it's supposed to be about love and connection and being there for each other, etc. It's not about building this empire artistically. I don't even know why I'm saying that. Jesus Christ. This is not going well. But I'm set up. We're finishing this. Okay. We're getting through it. I always wanted a family. Now, if you go a little bit deeper, I've talked about this before, probably a long time ago, but I'll talk about it for a second here. I've never been, this is a side note, I've never been to therapy. I just think a lot, and so I think I'm pretty self-aware, but also I know I could go deeper, and I'm sure I'm missing things, and I should go to therapy, and one day I will go to therapy. It's more of a financial thing. It always has been. I'm not feeling like I want to spend the money on it, but that's an excuse, probably. But I definitely have some trauma. So if we go back to the trauma, my parents got divorced when we were young. Wasn't able to see my mom a lot. It was a big back and forth, lots of fighting. I was in the middle of it pretty much until I was like 18. So from when I was like 6 to when I was 18, what I saw my parents go through, like what family, what love was not love. It was hate, and it was not fun to be around, and it was not fun to be around, and it was very painful, and it was hard, and I think that made me idolize true love, and I think that made me become true love. I think that made me become a hopeless romantic, where I became obsessed with romantic movies. I love The Notebook. I love A Walk to Remember. I used to literally make music videos of romantic movies with popular romantic songs from back in the day, and I'll put them on YouTube, and they would get hundreds of thousands of views. It's not a lie. I can put it up, and I just loved love. I became obsessed with romantic movies and love and girls and relationships, and ironically or unironically, porn was a big part. Which there's some things in there too that I haven't quite figured out, but I'm working on figuring out. But I think it has to do with some sort of disassociation between, I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't know yet. I don't know yet. I don't know yet. But I pretty much fell into everything involving love and sex. I just loved it. But of course, you feel guilty for porn and stuff. But I loved everything else. And you feel guilty because of religion. Blah 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 blah. Okay. I don't even know if anyone's gonna care about this. Fuck. Okay, it's fine. For me, becoming an artist has been like a decade-long journey. And more than that, really. I started when I was 17. And I don't know if people think it's like pretentious to say artist. But it's like everything to me. Creating. And it's not just videos for people to watch. It's music. It's writing. It's photography. It's everything. And I think it means a lot. So when I say artist, being an artist, I think maybe not everybody gets it, but I think most people have the potential to understand and get it, and not everyone has the opportunity to kind of be that all the time, and I do, and I get to dive into it, and so I know there's like some stereotypes and selfishness and narcissism, etc., involved in all of that, but being an artist affected my story, my love story. It wasn't a thing that people did where I come from. So what people do is you are religious, most likely, and you do find someone to love and marry pretty early on, and you do have a kid in your early 20s, most likely, maybe your mid-20s, and you do go to college, and you do finish college, and you get it. I wanted to be a rapper. I was 17 in an all-white school. That was what I wanted to do. My girlfriend at the time didn't get it. Ultimately, why... Oh shit, I think I'm having a revelation right now. Being an artist has destroyed my relationships. Holy shit. I think so. I think it destroyed all of them. I guess that's what I'm kind of saying in this video. Anyways, my first relationship, I think I started to fade away when I felt like she didn't support my dream of being a rapper. That obviously really bothered me, and I wasn't great at the time. She supported me in every other aspect. She's an amazing girl, and now she has an amazing husband and amazing, I think, multiple kids, and that's fantastic. But for me at the time, it was like everything for her to support me, and she didn't in that way, so I moved on. I went to college. What am I trying to say here? Yeah, so I say in my notes, now that I'm 30, I realized that being an artist had a big effect on my love and who I am today. Yeah, another relationship, I think I started doing entrepreneurship, and I felt like she didn't really understand. She didn't get where I was at. She didn't get my artistry. I felt a lot of guilt, so I faded away. Next relationship, I think that one was more just toxic stuff. And then the next one, the one I just got out of, I think it was, I'm just not able to be the artist because of myself. Nobody else is my fault. I put myself in this box for some reason, and I can't be what I'm supposed to be. So it kind of, all of them have ended in a way because me trying to chase something or be something or do something. A lot of the times I lose pieces of myself in a relationship. And these pieces are the vital things these pieces are vital in my growth, not only as a person, but as an artist. And recently, I think that clicked for me. I move fast with women. I'm open. I'm a lover. I am emotionally intelligent because I'm always thinking about this kind of stuff. I love to please. I am sweet. I'm nice. And I'm not trying to be, braggadocious or whatever. It's just what I am. This is who I am. And that's me being open. And a lot of times, in my experience, women like that. So, it's easy to fall for someone. Very easy for me. And I also try to see the best in everyone, and maybe a lot of people do that, I don't know, but I've noticed even more so being an actor that it's easy to love everybody. Everybody has something to love. So it comes down to, is there like a mutual connection? How attractive are they to you, and vice versa? Timing, there's like so many pieces. I used to believe in soulmates, but now I'm just... maybe I don't know. Maybe there is soulmate, but I don't know if I believe in that. I feel like I'm on a first date or something. Or not a first date, God. I feel like I'm on a date with you. Hi. Okay, I wouldn't talk this much if it was the first date, just for the ladies out there. Anyway, so yeah, I fall in love easily and I can fall in love quickly, and it's fun and it's also inspiring, and that's why I love it. I love love. I was just watching this show called You, Me, Her, and there was this guy on it, and these girls were like, "Oh my God, he's a love junkie. You gotta run away from him. He's a love junkie. He's a serial monogamist." And I just thought it was so funny because I'm like, yeah, I guess I kind of am too. I would prefer not to be a love junkie, but it just kind of happens that way. But they made it seem like it was such a bad thing. And I think I haven't finished it, but I think it seems like they're gonna switch it, and it's not gonna be such a bad thing in the show. But maybe I'm just hoping for that. What happens is when I start to fall in love and I feel all these feelings as an artist and as a person, and if I say as an artist one more time, someone's gonna kill me. I feel all these things, but here's where it comes back to family. Like, I keep wanting to take a step, and I feel like I'm supposed to. I feel like I've hyped up. I was just talking to Nate Rubin on a podcast, and he was like, "You putting the pussy on the pedestal," and that's kind of what I do. I guess I feel like I have to make the best proposal. I have to be in the best place. I want to get married and move forward, but I also don't feel ready. I also don't feel like I've done enough. I also don't feel like I've dated enough women. There's like so many pieces to it, and it's scary, and there's a lot of pressure. But you go back to family, I think about how for 20 years, that's all I wanted. I wanted to find love like my family didn't have, like my parents didn't. It wasn't a good example of what true love is. I wanted to have it. I wanted to find it. And I'm like obsessed with that until I'm not, or something. Like I want it, then I get it, and I'm like, no, that's not what I want. That's not what I want. Damn. No one's ever gonna date me. But that's a part of it too. Like, I want to be loved. I don't know if I wrote this down, but this is interesting. Like, I'm not a chaser. If I love you, in my toxic relationships, I will chase you. And I don't know if it's always toxic. I'm kind of back and forth on it now, because I've had a relationship that's not toxic at all, that I wouldn't chase, and I'm like, maybe chase is good. Like, maybe we should want to chase. I don't know. But I do know that in general, like when I'm dating, I'm just not really a chaser. This is crazy. I don't know if everyone. I feel like every girlfriend I've been with, I did not have to go out of my way to go out with her. And that is wild. And I don't think that's good. The girls that I actually try to go after, usually, I either get like nervous and I just don't do it, or the timing doesn't work out, or they reject me, or I don't know. I hesitate to say rejected because I don't really get rejected. I think these days it's more of ignored, and so I like to look at that like they're just busy and don't have time, but maybe they're just rejecting me. I don't know, or maybe I'm not someone they get excited about, which is totally fine, versus I get excited about them. So, and it's not that the girls I've dated I didn't love and didn't like, but it's just I didn't at the very beginning chase them. It was just it could have been a happenstance. It could have been I don't know. It's kind of hard to say, because like swiping and stuff, it's like, is that chasing? It's not chasing. I don't know. But maybe they made the first move or the first conversation. I guess what I'm saying is I don't try that hard. Damn. It's kind of fucked up. What I'm trying to get to is that I get into a relationship. I want to take all the steps, because this is what I think it's supposed to be like. We're supposed to fall in love. Then we're supposed to move in together. terrible idea. I shouldn't be moving in with people 6 months in. I've done that like 3 or 4 times in a row. And it's because I want to be with them all the time, and I want to like show them me, and they show me them, and I want just more, like a love junkie. Fuck. And I'm just, what am I trying to say? But then, yeah, you move in. But here's the thing. I'm also an artist. I need space. That's what I'm saying more than ever. Now I have this whole apartment to myself. It's just me and my boy Kenai. And I'm like, holy shit, I needed this. I'm making so much music. I'm making so many more videos. I'm having so much more time to think. And it's not that I don't have time for a girlfriend or friends. I'm hanging out with people. I'm socializing. So that's what's interesting. That's not what it is. I needed space. And I think people who are in relationships or married might be like, suck it up. You're 30, you're this, you're that. But for me, I prioritize being, at this point, being an artist and creating, because I'm still trying to make a living off of this. Like, this is what I want to do with my life, and I'm not stopping because I fucking love it. This is like, I'm not going to do some shit I don't want to do if I don't want to do that. So I prioritize being an artist. So when I move in with someone and like that's slashed in half, I didn't even realize how much that's like gutting me. And it sucks. And it's not the other person's fault in any of my relationships. And that sucks. Also getting pets. Kenai, second pet I've gotten with someone. The only step I haven't taken is marriage. And I was so close to doing that 7 months ago. Crazy. Not necessarily actually doing it, but like making the decision I'm gonna do it. It was so close. And not saying it's bad. It's just crazy that how much I switched. And I wrote this down, but like I don't feel like in my gut it's time to settle down. Maybe on the East Coast or different parts of the world, it's time to settle down. In Los Angeles, when we're out here dream chasing, it's not time to settle down. I got too much to do, and I'm okay with that. At this point, I'm okay with it. Not saying it's never lonely. It's very lonely. About this time, it's lonely. But I think the payoff for right this second is worth it. Another point I've been thinking about, I also wonder if being with one person my whole life is what, as like a creative person, aka artist, is that what I'm supposed to have? You know, like everything is a social construct. Let's be real. Let's get into it. Everything is a social construct. All this shit is social construct. We're talking gender. We're talking sexuality. We're talking getting a job. We're talking having to get married, having to do this, having to do that. Blah, 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 blah. It's a social construct. And I'm not saying it's all bad. Some of it is good and some of it makes sense. But it's not the only way. I don't know if... Yeah, I just don't know. I think one day I'll eventually want to settle down. It's not like I'm being crazy now. I can hardly even go on a date with someone that if I have like an ounce of... I don't know. I'm busy. I don't know. I'm not ready. I can't even do it. It's just crazy. Because I've had a couple girls I've talked to, and they just... I guess I told them I wasn't really ready after being flirtatious and stuff, and they hurt their feelings. I'm just like, ugh, this is exhausting. It's exhausting. Like, I want to have fun. I want to have friends, and I do. I mean, I'm horny just like the rest of us. I'm a regular person. I am more of a, I learned the term sapiosexual, which means I'm get turned on by intellectual conversation and emotional intelligence. I think that's what that means. If it does not mean that, please let me know. But yeah, I want those connections and stuff, but I'm just not ready to put labels on it. And there's a lot of women who are, and they I find it, let's just rant for 1 second. I find it incredibly frustrating to I find it incredibly frustrating to think someone's attractive, think someone's cool, but then your first conversation, you're like, are you looking for something serious? And if I don't say yes, you're just like, all right, cool, I'm out. Sucks we're not looking for the same thing. When I'm like, where's the romance? Like, I don't know. Like, if I'm not looking for anything serious, but if it happened, I wouldn't say no to it. That's a part of what I'm realizing too. Like, I'm trying to be single for a little while. I'm 6 months in. I mean, it'd be nice if it was a year or two, or more. I mean, whatever. I don't fucking know. You think I know? Do I look like I know? I don't know. But like, fuck, this is funny. I'm not gonna turn down romance. So, if you're looking for long term and I'm not, I would be down. If I was looking for long term and you're looking for short term, I would be down to open myself up to you. Yes, you might hurt me, but this is just my opinion. I use that as fuel to my creativity. I'm not using you, but I'm using the experience of you, and I'm going to create. I'm going to do something with it. What will I do? I don't know. I might just be sad and cry for a day or 2 or 3, depending on how much it hurts or how bad it was. I might just be down for a couple days. I mean, who knows? But I might turn it into a song, or I might turn it into a video. I learn from it. I put things out. So I guess what I'm saying is I don't turn stuff like that down, and I think it's silly. Anyways, let's move on. Let's move on. I already said this, but I do find it interesting that almost always it is not my partner, putting pressure on me to marry them, or whatever, move in or anything. It's usually my idea, and I'm putting the pressure on myself. So ultimately, it's like I'm self-sabotaging. That's something to have a therapy session about. Interesting. And it could go even deeper with self-sabotaging my career. Like, what if I'm getting into a relationship maybe because I'm scared to become the man that I want to be? I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. Sometimes I say shit, I don't know if it's right. Might be, might not be, I don't know. Damn, bro, I gotta hurry. Holy shit. I got a lot of notes. One of the reasons why I don't like to say no to a connection. So since I've been single, okay, I hate this about myself, but one of the ways that I heal, and I think it's been like this since I was at least 20. Maybe when I was younger, I was different. But since there have been dating apps, honestly, I immediately get on dating apps, and I never really looked at it like rebounding, but I guess that's what it is. I looked up the technical definition the other day, and it is in fact rebounding, and I feel sad to admit that, but that is what it is. So what I do typically is literally right when a relationship is over, I will do that for weeks. It's not months really, but it's weeks, and I'll just talk to people. Maybe I'll go on a date, maybe I won't, and I feel guilty about that. Something in me, like, I turn off my heart a little bit, I think, and I just try to feel better, and that's kind of fucked up, but that's what I've noticed about myself. And I think probably most women, maybe people, I don't know, heal by actually dealing with it all in the moment. But for me, it's been a multi-month process. Every time I feel healed emotionally from it. I think that probably happened not that long ago, in October maybe. Fuck, what am I saying? Fuck, this wine's hitting. I felt emotionally healed probably in October, and so I feel good about that now, but it just makes me kind of feel sad about the way I grieve, I guess. But with that being said, it's like even in a rebound stage, or even now when I'm like open to dating, I can't say no to a connection. That's what I'm trying to say. Because there's this movie called it's the Sun. What's it called? Fuck. Sun. Below midnight. Fuck. I have to figure this out. Midnight. Before Sunrise. It's the Before Sunrise series. In the second film, I think it says something like, when you're young, you think you're going to meet all these people that you're going to have all these connections, like romantic connections with, potential relationships with. But what you realize as you get older is that you really don't. You don't have all these amazing, beautiful, romantic connections, that you have so many options. When you have a connection with someone, it's actually rare. So now, that's how I live my life. If, like, let's say, and especially like connections off the bat, like I've talked to a lot of girls, not lots of conversations, but a lot of girls. I've hung out with a couple, not even really a lot at all. But I think in the grand scheme, if you think about people meeting in person, having a connection, if you think about matches, you think about the matches that you get that are actually, the timing's right, where you actually have a conversation, where you feel like hanging out, and all the other things that go into factoring whether you have a connection with someone. Out of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of women, I mean, it's like not a lot. And this is when you're on the dating apps. If you're not on the dating apps, I think it's a lot fewer. For example, I feel like I've had only a connection with, you know what? It's actually not that much different. In real life, less than 10. And that's like a little connection, I'm saying. It doesn't even have to be a big one. And on the apps, yeah, it's probably... And then when I say the apps, I mean like Tinder, Bumble, blah, 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 Hinge. But it's not a lot. You don't get a lot of connections. I mean, like... Yeah, probably less than 10 on the apps, too. And that's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of women. So you get hundreds of women. So you get like 5% of the people you talk to. And of those, let's just say there's 20, 10 in real life, 10 on the apps. Maybe 10 out of those 20, they're really just kind of like busy, and I'm kind of like busy, and it just doesn't work out. And then maybe 10 are actually want to go after me, so they try. And then I'll be like, oh, this girl seems to really like me. Let's see what happens. You see what I'm saying? I don't know what I'm saying. Fuck. I'm saying I don't like to say no to a potential connection because it's rare. That's what I'm saying. Okay, fuck, it's so long. I'm so sorry. No one's gonna watch this. It's okay. Watch this go fucking viral. My only video. Jesus Christ. That would be really funny. Okay. So the other day, this girl I was talking to was questioning me. She was questioning me. She was like, it seems like to me one woman broke your heart and you never got over it. And I was like, that kind of bothered me. Because I was like, I mean, is she right? Is there one girl that broke my heart? And so I went back. There's two people I would consider that. And I went back and I looked at all my relationships, all the photos and videos I had, and what am I trying to say here? This is just like a small point I wanted to make. And I cried. For the two I'm talking about, I cried. And I was like, damn. And I saw myself, and I saw how different I was with both of them, and how each of them brought different things out of me, and how much I had changed from both of them. And it was just crazy. And I love both of them. I didn't necessarily want to get, no, not necessarily. I felt pain, but I didn't feel pain like I'm heartbroken. It was like, I miss them, and I hope they're good. And I really care about them. And I never say no to a future connection. I say that, but I also usually close the books. I've never had an ex. Actually, that's not true. But I guess what I'm saying, it's not about being with them again. It's just about feeling love for them, and I think that's totally okay. So I guess if anyone thinks that it's not okay, it is okay, okay? Because you love someone and you hope they're doing great. My first girlfriend, I'm so happy that she seems happy, and I hope that she's happy forever. I think that's great. And yeah, you don't always get closure in relationships. Maybe that's a part of it. Or maybe I want to maintain friendships which I never thought I did. Or maybe you just love them, and just kind of like when you lose a family member or something, you grieve them, and it's always a little sad. Okay. And I'm probably going to talk about the dating apps, especially if people like to hear me talking about this. I'm probably going to talk about the dating apps on a whole other video, because it's a whole thing. I'm definitely, though, I'm learning. I'm a big watcher, so I'm a people watcher. If I'm at a party or something, I'm like watching everyone, watching their mannerisms, and that's usually, I guess, intimidating to people. Let me take a sip. I've been told that. But I guess, what am I saying? Fuck, what am I saying? Oh, and on the dating apps, too, I'm just, like, learning what I like and what maybe I want. And if I meet new people, they show me things that maybe an ex or something had, and I'm like, yeah, I miss that, or I like that, or I don't like that, or it's just interesting. It's interesting finding like what you like and what you don't like. And I mean, I've never dated in a big city like Los Angeles. I've been in Columbia, South Carolina, Beaufort, South Carolina, and the pool was small. There's a lot of women here, and it's crazy. And there's a lot of cool seeming people. Yeah, so I guess there's a lot of options and a lot of choices. It's not really my point. My point was more so I'm learning what I like and what I don't like. And I guess I have the privilege of being picky, I guess. I think we all should be picky. I don't know if that was a good point. Okay. Jesus Christ. We're almost done, I think. Fuck, this is so long. How did this one... It was a big glass. You saw me pour it. Okay. Here's the bottom line. I'm trying to be single for at least a year. I am 6 months in. It really doesn't feel like it. I'm not going to say no to a connection. If I find the girl, I'm at the point now where I'm not going to be totally closed off. But I will be moving slow if that were to happen. And there's already people I'm meeting that I'm like, wow, these people are really cool. And I'm moving very slow. It's so interesting, just dating in general. Like, there are some girls where I'm not dating, but I'm like friends with, and I don't know. It's just interesting. Very interesting. So yeah, I'm trying to be single for a minimum of a year. I will say, I don't like to just fuck. I've considered just fucking, and I've done, over the years, a little bit of stuff like that, and I just don't like it, man. Or woman, I just don't like it. It's fun for a second, especially if you're gonna have that physical connection going on, but it's just not, it's not the move, man. I don't know. I really like the emotion, feeling like this person like fucks with me, and I fuck with them, and we're like connecting, and there's like a comfort, and there's that's the whole thing. But that's what I like. I don't like to just fuck. I like to make love, baby. Cheers. How creepy did that look? I like to make love. I'm working really hard to become the person that I feel like I need to be before getting back into a relationship. Here's what that means to me. Maybe you can hold me accountable. That'd be great. Get in shape. I'm close. I've lost like almost 30 pounds. It's been a while now, like almost 2 years, I guess. No, it's been less than that. A year and a half, maybe like 30 pounds. I want to get a fucking six-pack. I'm getting stronger. I'm getting faster. I am losing stomach thing, but I got to get a six-pack. I need that shit. For me. It's not about looking good. It's for me. I just want to prove to myself, since I was 18, I haven't had a fucking six-pack, but I want a six-pack. I don't want to be stressed financially. I don't want to be in a relationship with someone and be stressed financially. I want my debts paid off. I want to be a fucking... I don't mean this as like whatever, gender or something. But I want to be a fucking man. Like, I want to have my shit together. And when I say man, it's just how I grew up with how, you know, man... It's what a man did. He had his shit together. You know, it's not even right, honestly. It's... I just want to be fucking put together. I don't want to have to be like, I don't have enough money to take you to a nice restaurant once a week. What the fuck? I want to know my fashion better. Like, I know some style. I'm learning more about style. But I'm actually getting pretty passionate about it. And you don't have to spend a ton of money. You can go to a fucking thrift store. But I have to spend the time to learn what I like. And I've never done that. Because I've always been focused on love and art. And my art didn't include fashion. But now it does. Feeling more like a man in my own way. I wrote that down, but it just pretty much means doing all the shit I'm saying. Exploring, traveling. You can travel with a partner, but then you have to think about the partner and would they want to travel with you. I've had some experiences where a partner can travel with you, and that's been pretty cool, but also not cool at the same time. But yeah, maybe I should travel single. I don't know. Consistently making music videos. I already did that in a relationship, but I'm doing it at a different level. And did I write down social? Yeah. Doing it at a different level, and that's because I'm socializing and I'm building a community. For some reason, when I'm in a relationship, I just shut the fuck down socially. And it's not 100%, it's not always. I think a part of that is in my head because of the pandemic and because I moved to a new city and I didn't know anybody. Because in my relationship I had when I was like in my mid-20s, you know, I built a community and I did it with her. You know, we threw parties at her house, all this shit. So I can do it. But I think I want that on my own too. Yeah. I already see it happening, but I believe this. Investing in yourself and becoming the person that you want to be will attract the person that you want. I believe that. Maybe attract the person that you want to chase, or maybe you won't have to chase. Maybe there'll be like a mutual, or maybe it'll be real slow. Maybe it'll be real fast. I don't fucking know. Anyways, guys, 48 minutes. I'm probably gonna cut it down a little bit. Maybe not though. Maybe I'll make it like a podcast. I'm 30, single, and I've destroyed all of my relationships. Because I'm an artist, because being traumatized as a child fucked up what my idea of love is, maybe. I hope you enjoyed this. My name's Cole. I guess I'm gonna break this down. And yeah. Why do I feel like I'm legit talking to someone and she happens to be a pretty girl. So, what do you do? That's interesting. I wonder if people think I'm crazy. Probably. Anyways, my name's Cole. I want to do more videos talking about this type of shit. I think it's important. And it's also, I love, dude. I love talking about it. I just haven't really on the channel. But I think being single this time, it's time. I'm going to talk about shit. Okay. Alright. Love y'all. Thank y'all. Love y'all. I think I should chuck it at the very end. Thank you for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, comment. Please, if you made it this far, leave a comment. Tell me what you thought about this. Give me something positive. Your comments make me feel good. They bring me to life. They make me want to keep doing this shit. So please, I'm begging. Subscribe. Okay, I'll catch you later. Last sip. Peace. That's it.